This is Dr. Steve Chaney, and today I'd like to talk about the science behind Shaklee's 180 Lean and Healthy program. You know, we've got a big problem in this country. We spend more in health care than any other country in the world, and yet our health is poorer than any of the other industrialized countries in the world. According to the 2010 United Nations statistics, we rank 24th in life expectancy and 30th in infant mortality. We rank between Serbia and Costa Rica. We literally have the health of a third world country. That just shouldn't be. The problem is we're spending on our healthcare dollars on treatment, not on prevention. And prevention is really where it's at. The American Heart Association tells us that 80% of heart attacks are preventable. The American Cancer Society says that over 60% of cancer deaths could be preventable. And the American Diabetes Association tells us that 90% of new cases of type 2 diabetes are preventable. And when we think of prevention, we really should think of Shaklee, because Shaklee is a company that we can trust. Shaklee has 57 years of absolute integrity. If you check them out on the web, you do your due diligence, you're going to find that they only make products based on solid science, not on hype, not on testimonial, not on paid endorsements. That's not like the other companies that are out there. And the other thing is they only use natural ingredients. You know, I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to improve my health, I don't want to be using products that have a lot of artificial sweeteners, colors, or preservatives. We probably get too many of those in our diet elsewhere. When I'm taking things that are going to improve my health, I want things that are natural. And they're manufactured according to pharmaceutical standards. You know, I know everybody talks about the quality controls that they run with their products. But with Shaklee, you get over 1,000 quality control tests on a single product. I'm going to talk about that product in just a minute. Over 100,000 quality control tests per year. So the next time company X or Y or Z tells you that they have high quality products, ask them how many quality control tests they run on their products every single year. I bet it isn't 100,000. But finally, Shaklee has the proof that their products work. And as a scientist, that's the thing that is most important to me. They have over 100 published clinical studies in peer-reviewed scientific journals that show that the nutrients in their supplements are absorbed, they get into the bloodstream, they're effectively utilized, and they have the health effects that we would expect. And these are studies in real people. They're not in mice, they're not in cell culture, they're not in test tubes. But the ultimate proof that Shaklee products work is something that Shaklee likes to refer to as the landmark study. This was a totally independent study done by Dr. Gladys Block at UC Berkeley and published in the Nutrition Journal in the year 2007. You know, she'd long wanted to look at what happened when people used a variety of food supplements for a long period of time, something that I like to refer to as a holistic approach to supplementation. So she compared the Shaklee group, people who had used the Shaklee products for 20 years or more. And then she compared them to people who'd used multivitamins for 20 years or more, other companies' multivitamins, or people who used no supplements whatsoever. The Shaklee group is the green bars, the multivitamin group is the pink bars, and the non-supplement users are the blue bars. And, you know, if we look at health outcomes, the results are pretty remarkable. If we look at the prevalence of heart attack, angina, or congestive heart failure, though the prevalence of those diseases was threefold lower in the Shaklee group than in the other two groups. And if we look at diabetes, the prevalence of diabetes was fourfold lower in the Shaklee group. And you know what? It wasn't that the Shaklee group was younger or weighed less, because these groups were matched with age, with weight, with gender, and with ethnicity. Really, the only important difference was the supplements that the Shaklee group had been using for 20 years or more. Now, you might be asking, where can you find those supplements? Well, what Shaklee's done is to put those into two of their current products, Vitalizer and the Shaklee 180 Smoothie Mix. That's what they call their Lean and Healthy program. So let me talk first about the Vitalizer. The Shaklee group in the landmark study was using their multivitamin, but taking a separate vitamin C supplement, a separate calcium supplement, additional antioxidants, a variety of antioxidants, an additional fish oil supplement, vitamin D, vitamin E, probiotics, those are the friendly bacteria, additional B vitamins, and additional lutein and lycopene. You know, that's a lot of different supplements, a lot of different bottles. And today's age, people don't want to do that. So what Shaklee did, is to take all of those nutrients and more and put them into one convenient daily VitaStrip. That's what they call Vitalizer. So let me just sum up what Vitalizer is all about. It's exclusive because it's backed by 12 patents that show that the nutrients get into your bloodstream and have the intended effect in your body. It's effective. It's supported by 14 published clinical studies. And it's powerful because it has 80 biooptimized nutrients, and it has 4 different delivery systems to make sure that each of those nutrients are optimally utilized by the body. And there are 1,000 quality control tests every time Vitalizer is made. Vitalizer is Shaklee's most complex product, so that's why they do 1,000 quality control tests every time they make a batch of Vitalizer. Now, Shaklee doesn't rest on their laurels. They published another Vitalizer study just last year, 2011, and that was a study that looked at people who'd used Vitalizer for just 8 weeks. 8 weeks in Vitalizer was sufficient to increase the good cholesterol, decrease the bad cholesterol, decrease triglycerides, and decrease blood pressure. Now, what that study tells me is that it doesn't take 20 years to get health benefits from Vitalizer. You're going to notice health benefits in just a few weeks. Now, the second product I referred to is Shaklee's 180 Smoothie Mix. Shaklee calls it the best breakfast on the planet. It is a good protein supplement, so it's a meal replacement product, but it's also a protein supplement if you're not getting enough protein in your diet. It's naturally sweetened with stevia and natural sugars, and it has leucine to help you keep the muscle. Leucine is an essential amino acid, but it's unique among the amino acids, and it specifically stimulates the muscle cells to make protein. And protein is what gives muscle cells their strength and their bulk. So Shaklee's clinical studies show that it's effective at giving you 100% retention of lean body mass if you're losing weight, and also to increase your muscle mass if you're exercising. And it's a really powerful supplement, 24 grams of protein, and you have a choice of non-GMO soy protein or whey protein, depending on your preference, 21 vitamins and minerals, and 6 grams of fiber. That fiber is good not just for digestive health, but it's also good for stabilizing blood sugar, which gives this product a very low glycemic index. That means you won't get the mood swings and food cravings you do when you eat a typical American diet, but it also means that this is a perfect food for diabetics. Now, let's look at the clinical proof behind the Shaklee 180 Smoothie Mix. Shaklee has a couple of published clinical studies on the 180 Smoothie Mix. The first was a weight loss study in which they were using just the smoothies for 2 meal replacements a day, and this was a study in which there was not an exercise component. So it was a 12-week study, and people lost an average of 18 pounds. Now, you remember, experts tell us that you should be aiming for 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week, not the 5, 10, or 15 pounds that so many diets advertise, because if you lose weight that rapidly, it's just going to come back on. So the people in this group lost 18 pounds over that 12 weeks. That's right within that recommended 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week. Now, the black line shows you the 7 pounds of muscle that those participants would have lost on any other diet. The yellow line shows that they retained 100% of their lean muscle mass. But you know, when you combine it with exercise, it gets even better. This is a study which looked at a group of adults who were overweight, 55 years or older, and half of them were enrolled in a supervised exercise program at a local YMCA. The exercise program was 45 minutes, 3 days a week. It was a combination of aerobic and strength training, and the gray bars showed the people who were just enrolled in the exercise program. The blue bars show the people that were enrolled in that same exercise program but used the Shaklee 180 Smoothie Mix after each workout. So as you can see, if you look at the center, The ones who were using the smoothie mix had a 33% greater increase in lean body mass. And if you look at the left and the right, you can see they had significantly greater weight loss and fat loss. So this study alone shows the participants in the study were literally getting leaner. They had an increase in lean body mass and a decrease in body fat. But Shaklee went on to do another study, and so really the combination of the 180 smoothie mix and the vitalizer is really golden, and this study shows it. This was a 9-month study. It was published in the Journal of Exercise Physiology, again in 2011, and there were 3 groups, and the average age was 65. So these, again, were adults 55 years old or older, and one group was the control group. I call it the couch potato group because they didn't do anything. The second group was enrolled in an exercise program very similar to the one that I talked about just a minute ago. The third group was enrolled in that same exercise program. They used the Shaklee 180 smoothies after each workout, but they also used Vitalizer on a daily basis. Now, if you look at the results 9 months later for the control group, they lost muscle mass, they had an increase in blood pressure, and they lost 0.5% of their bone density. You know, that's pretty typical results for that age group if they're not doing anything to take care of their health. When you look at the exercise alone group, they actually had an increase in muscle mass, a decrease in blood pressure, and they were able to prevent that bone loss, that loss of bone mass. They actually had a 0% change in bone mass. But the third group, the ones that added the Vitalizer and the 180 smoothies to the exercise program, had a greater increase in muscle mass than the exercise alone group, had a greater decrease in blood pressure than the exercise alone group, and they actually had a 1% increase in bone mass. Now I'd like you to think about that last one for just a minute. How many people do you know in that age range who go into their doctor, told they have low bone density and they need to get on a drug to prevent the loss of bone mass? And those are drugs that have significant side effects. How many of those people do you think would love to have a completely natural approach with no side effects that would actually give you an increase in bone mass? So that's what Shaklee combined in their lean and healthy kit. This is a perfect kit for people who are already at their desired weight and whose goal is to stay lean and healthy. But you know, it's also for people who want to lose weight, but they don't want to diet. These may be people who have been on multiple diets before, and they never want to have to count calories again, or they never want to have to track their calories and their exercise again. They just want something simple, a meal replacement product that they can use on a daily basis that'll save them maybe 300 to 500 calories a day, and so they can lose weight slowly and gradually get leaner and healthier. This is a program that's clinically proven. If you look at the results with the Shaklee 180 smoothie mix, it's clinically proven to increase lean muscle mass and decrease fat with exercise. It literally makes you leaner. If you look at the results with Vitalizer, the landmark study, it's also clinically proven to provide the foundation for a longer, healthier life. It literally makes you healthier. So that's why Shaklee calls it the Lean and Healthy program. Now, they've got a great value proposition around this, and that is if you get great results with your program, you're feeling better, you're leaner, you're healthier, and you're getting great results. If you refer 3 people who get on that same program, your products will be free. It's a $239 retail value for $149.95. That's $5 a day. So just think about that. The average person probably spends $8 to $12 on lunch every day, and so this is a program we can save $3 to $5 a day. You can save probably 300 to 500 calories over that lunch that you would be buying elsewhere, but you also have the opportunity to refer 3 people and get yours for free. The program really is unique. It's clinically proven to make you healthier, clinically proven to maintain your muscle mass when you lose weight and to increase your muscle mass when you work out. and it smooths your blood sugar levels all day long to give you sustained energy. Thank you for joining me.